Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing a Chevy Trailblazer Activ. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Trailblazer. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.3 liter 3-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic. Fuel economy is 29 around town and then 33 on the highway, with power outputs being 155 horsepower and then 174 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see here with the distinctive lines that arc on either side, and I love this paint. It's called nitro yellow, but it looks more gold than anything else. And then popping down below, really sharp light design. We do have a split light design, so the headlight cluster is actually down below. And then you guys can see the darker coloration here with the grille. And putting it all together for a little crossover, it's pretty cool looking. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225/60/17 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, you got the silver mixed with the blacked out elements. I think that looks really sharp. And then chunky fender flares. You can see the rest of the bodywork here. And then notice the mirror cap is white, and same thing with the roof. And then here's your full side view with the Trailblazer. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start. We also have the opening for the hatch. Then you guys can see the Chevy bow tie there on the back. Now popping into the rear, you guys can see that although this is a smaller crossover, got quite a bit of storage space. We also have a little bit of storage underneath with the spare tire as well. But yeah, it's bigger than you'd expect here in the back. And then when you're all done, just press that button and that will lower it down. Pretty cool looking taillight design here. And then you guys can see the rest of the badges on the back. And we do have parking sensors here at the bottom. And I like the little covers of the exhaust tips, makes it look sportier. And putting it all together, let me know what you guys think about the looks here with the Trailblazer. Now taking a look at the door panel here in the rear, you guys can see a little bit more basic with the material use, but we do have good storage down below. Really cool looking seats, so you guys can see really nice padded trim there, and then I like the stitching here on the side. And then the room back here is really good, actually. We've got a little storage pocket as well, and then you guys can see we've got our cup holder armrest, and then headroom back here. It's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, I like this trim that goes across, and you guys can see the cloth trim down below. All of our window controls, notice that one is automatic. Got your mirror adjustments, and there's a quick look at the mirrors themselves. Active there on the seat, and then you guys can see the trim all down the center. And then again, I like the piping and then the little cloth insert there, that looks pretty cool. And then you get your light controls here, and I guess a little storage space there. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got nice trim all around, and then you've got some darker stitching on the center portion. I like this trim right here. Same thing on the outside. We've got our voice command controls here. You guys can see we've got our cruise control heated steering wheel button, and then you also have the adaptive cruise control function. And then your regular stocks here on the back. Got this cool digital gauge cluster here in the center, and I definitely like the look of this, more so compared to the previous gauge cluster. Definitely makes it look a little bit more upscale. And then in reverse, we have a regular backup camera here with trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel, by the way. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, it does have a shortcut bar here on the side. And it does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also has physical volume control, and it's all kind of connected and sort of a similar unit as a gauge cluster. So it all kind of pulls it together. I do like this trim that goes across the dash. I think that's nice. You can see that goes to the vent. And then we've got our climate controls down below. We do have heated seats with this. And we have wireless phone charging pad here. And then you guys can see auto stop, start, lane departure, stability control, and then that's for your sport mode. And this is like your all-weather mode. It's a good way to look at it. And then shifter for that CVT. Couple cup holders, parking brake, and then you got more storage here with the center console. Pretty normal size for this type of crossover. And then a big glove box, I will say that. Now taking a look at the window sticker, you guys can see 2024 Trailblazer, base MSRP $27,100. After all options, $31,550 is the total MSRP on this one. And let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors, through the rest of the rear, and, well, let us set off. I hate the Chevy lady. I will be honest about that. The little voice that comes on every single time you turn on a new car, almost every single time you turn on a new car. It, as someone who reviews cars, I guess it gets annoying. I don't know if I mentioned, but there are radio controls in the back of the steering wheel too. So nice setup, but I do think there's some stuff going against the Trailblazer in today's world, and I want to talk about that in today's video. But first off, let's just set off. Yeah, good torque so far. Seats are pretty comfortable too, so I think that's another plus. And see what the acceleration's like. Good torque. I mean, it moves. It moves. I'm not really noticing any annoyance from the CVT. I thought that it would be, but not really bothering me at all. I like the lightweight feel that this has. It's really cool. So, you know, as an overall vehicle, I think it's comfortable. And it drives well. It's got good power. I'm trying to think if there's, yeah, I like the overall setup. This is front wheel drive. It would be cool. I mean, you can get these in all wheel drive, but this one's front wheel drive, so that is something. But the biggest thing that I think goes against this is the new tracks, because the tracks, I mean, if you see it next to a Trailblazer, it's lower, but it's like wider, and the cabin feels more spacious. Like, the tracks is such a good car, seriously. Like, Chevy knocked it out of the park with that. And so I think that existing kind of dampens things of the Trailblazer, because it's more affordable, it feels more spacious, and people buying vehicles in this segment, that's kind of what they care about, is affordability and space, and that's what the Trax provides. So let me know what you guys think about the Trailblazer, but I think that the Trailblazer is good, but I kind of think the new Trax is a little bit better.